I would like to welcome everyone, and I'm glad you could join us today. I would especially like to welcome my distinguished colleagues of the freshman class and thank them for being here. These members of Congress you see before you represent all 100% of our freshman class, 47 out of 47 freshmen. We represent the face of America. Our constituents come from every demographic group imaginable and from all geography throughout the United States. With us today, we have representatives in our class from the Rocky Mountains through the American heartland, up through the Great Lakes, and down to the Deep South. We stretch from New England all the way to South Florida. Some of us are conservative Democrats, others more liberal. In some ways, our districts and the hardworking people we live in them could not be more different, yet on one issue we all agree. The United States is currently spending $339 million per day in Iraq. That number should shock every single American. And the more people that I talk to in my district, and the more my colleagues talk to people in their districts, the more we find that it does. The American people are way ahead of the Bush administration on this, and it's time that we in Washington take action. Although we have differing views on how to most effectively extricate ourselves from Iraq, we all agree. After 5 years and over $600 billion of American taxpayer dollars and money spent rebuilding Iraq, the people we represent have said enough is enough. Iraq is sitting on the second largest oil reserve in the world, and because of the record high price of oil, it's expecting a windfall this year of $60 billion. That's on top of oil revenue that has already been budgeted and part of it been collected. Yet the American taxpayer is still funding the reconstruction of their country. It defies common sense. That is why we have called for, in the upcoming spending bills, to include specific language requiring future U.S. funding for reconstruction, training of Iraqi military, and the fuel that our military uses be paid out of Iraqi oil revenues. We anticipate the upcoming supplemental will include language of some spirit of this effect. The leadership has heard the freshman class loud and clear, and it's time for Iraq to step up and take control of its reconstruction and its future. Americans are no longer willing to write a blank check for Iraq's reconstruction costs, our military fuels costs, and the cost of training Iraq's military. All of our districts are feeling the pinch of tough economic times here at home. Critical domestic priorities are being underfunded or not funded at all. In my home state of Florida, the state legislature recently slashed educational and other programs down to the bare bones. Families are struggling to make ends meet and facing foreclosures on homes that they could once afford. Yet this administration continues to ask Congress for more and more money, staggering amounts of money, to rebuild Iraq. We are here today to say no more. And with that, I'll turn it over to my colleague, Tim Walz.